The many partisan Democrats working on Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation, apparently the majority of investigators, they're not the only cause for concern over at the FBI right now. Reportedly, the Bureau has acted with outright contempt for Congress, the elected body it's supposed to be subordinate to constitutionally. The FBI won't tell Congress how much it relied on the Trump dossier, for example, or whether they paid for any of it. Looks like they may have. It also took a leak to get Peter Strzok's text messages, which we now have. We can now report tonight that the FBI forced a government watchdog agency to sign a non-disclosure agreement so that it would not share information about Hillary Clinton's emails with Congress. So the FBI isn't just ignoring Congress, it's actively sabotaging them and their oversight, which doesn't seem to be allowed in a normal government. Kim Strassel, a columnist at the Wall Street Journal, has written a lot about this and joins us tonight. So, Kim, to the last point first, how can the FBI force a government agency to sign an NDA preventing Congress from seeing the information? I mean, is that even legal?
So as far as I know from my reporting, that has never happened before. And Congress was so unhappy about this, it sounds as though the OSC will never agree to do so again. But it's absolutely unprecedented. And what it means now is that very vital information that Congress is seeking, namely, in this case, some of the transcripts of interviews that were done with some of Jim Comey's closest associates, cannot be turned over to Congress because the FBI is forbidding the Office of Special Counsel from doing so, and they have ultimate say, which is an astonishing thing.
So what's at stake here, among other things, is social rest. I mean, the whole country has to believe that the system isn't corrupt and that when some kind of verdict, in effect, comes down, we can all accept it, like it or not. The Office of Special Counsel and the FBI are making it very hard to have faith in them. Why are they doing this?
Well, one thing I want to be clear about is this particular Office of Special Counsel is the government body set up to investigate Hatch Act violations, and that is separate from Mueller's body. So that's just important for everybody to understand that. But you're right. There can be no faith right now when you see these text messages that come out, when you hear the news that one of the senior department prosecutors, his wife worked for Fusion GPS, that he was meeting with them off the grid, that one of Mueller's team members was sending obsequious emails to Sally Yates, an Obama holdover. There can be no faith. The whole reason, I think Trey Gowdy made this point today in the hearing with Rod Rosenstein. He said the reason we have a special counsel is because the statute says that you need one when there's too big of a conflict of interest. It's to restore the public faith.
Exactly.
But the conflicts in this case are now bigger than the ones dealing with the Trump-Russia collusion investigation.
You're going to have massive social problems if people think the system is rigged. I mean, of course. So you had a suggestion for how Congress could force the FBI to do what it's constitutionally required to do, which is disclose information in the process of being overseen by the Congress. How should Congress go about that? How should they make the FBI give up this information?
Look, the White House is going to have to step in here, and there's no reason why it shouldn't. This does not require President Trump to meddle in any way with the investigation, but what it does require is the White House, whether it be the chief counsel or the president himself, needs to order the FBI either to hand over this information and cooperate with Congress, or maybe even appoint a special employee at the Department of Justice whose only job is to ensure cooperation with Congress. Because you're not going to get it from the Department of Justice or FBI. They're the fox guarding the hen house, because they're the ones with, as we saw from these texts today, with potentially damaging things to hide.
It seems the whole thing seems out of control. Kim Strassel, thank you for your reporting on this and for coming on tonight.